Good evening. We continue then for the ESL Pro League. Yes, we're hanging out at the Xfinity Analyst desk, and I'm hanging out here with my boys, my bros, my mates. We have Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic to talk about some counter. It's what we do. It's what we do every day. Isn't that right?
Wake up, talk about counter, go to sleep, repeat. We got Janko over here. He's having a good old giggle. I think he really enjoyed the last segment we did. That was fresh, that segment.
What did you think, Janko? You enjoyed that one?
Don't throw him under the bus like this, Alex.
I wouldn't do that to him. No, but Chad, let's start this one off because we are venturing into Heroic versus Mousesports.
On Inferno.
Wow, what are the chances? We've seen a lot of Inferno, but we have talked a lot about Heroic and we've talked a lot about Mousesports. Why do you want to take this one, man?
Let's just set the scene. Let's just start in the middle with the matchup. The head-to-head we got going on here. Heroic, without their star player Yugi, actually haven't looked too bad. Snappy's been picking up the mantle of the main AWPing duties. We've got Nico doing a little bit of secondary. Even saw S-Tag picking up from time to time. And S-Tag's been doing a decent job as a stand-in to this point. Flip it over, Mousesports. They started hot, 2-0 versus FaZe on the first night, absolutely slammed him. Then last night they had some split series. It was a bit messy. It wasn't what we were expecting from Mousesports, but coming into this matchup head-to-head, Mouse are still the favourites based on the individuals alone.
Yeah, last night, in fact, they didn't have the best of performances, did they, Yank? I mean, like, we've kind of sung their praises. Now they find themselves splitting both series last night, and one of them was versus G2 of all teams on a map like Nuke. It was a smashing.
Yeah, and it was Sunny having 0 kills in the first half after having 46 kills on the first map, albeit with overtime. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's a bit weird how things go. Even G2 with a stand-in, you know, they're still very skilled, so always a dangerous team. And for Mousesports, yes, they have been improving, but I don't think they have cemented their place, you know, in the top 3 yet. So I don't think we should be overly surprised when they drop a map against the likes of Astralis or G2 or something along those lines.
Yeah, so far, in fact, this week, not necessarily just in the Pro League, but they've lost to G2, NIP, FaZe. These are all teams that at times have been considered top 10, top 5.
Sure.
And so this is going to be part and parcel of that journey to being the top of Counter-Strike is learning from your losses.
Yeah, and this is a thing that the online Counter-Strike environment kind of provides, right? These are all best of ones and they're standalone, right? And I think the fact of the matter is it shows you how volatile Counter-Strike is at this point. The fact that one day they can beat FaZe 2-0, the next day they're going to lose to FaZe 2-0 in like a 24-hour to 36-hour turnaround, right? That's absolutely ridiculous that the matchups aren't clear-cut. Shows how competitive Counter-Strike is, also shows how chaotic it is, and it can be a little bit messy. Now, the way that a lot of teams now, which are on the rise, you look at a FaZe, you look at a Mousesports, for example, these are teams who have a lot of skilled individuals within the rosters. And that is going to be something that fluctuates because not everyone's going to have a good day every day of the week. It's just the more good players you have in the server, the more likely you are someone will pick up the slack, right? Yesterday we saw, when we saw them on the first day, it was Sunny having a good series, good games. Then we moved over to the next day, it was Oscar who was up to the top of the scoreboard, right? It's always going to change like that.
And head-to-head as well, these guys are not equal in any stretch of the imagination. Actually, you look at it, it's 8-3 currently. Admittedly, Heroic aren't playing with Yugi at this point in time, but 8 wins for Mousesports, just 3 for Heroic in the history between these two teams. They haven't played this year, though. We'll be seeing how their first battle between one another in 2018. You can see, of course, the frag discrepancy. That shows just how little we've got to see from Yugi due to not being able to play for the roster due to some personal issues he's undergoing.
Yeah, we have S-Tag with more kills than him, so that tells you, you know, probably paints the best picture with how much we've seen from Yugi. But just please don't tell me the second map is Mirage. It has to be Train or Nuke, surely.
Well, we have Inferno as our first, and your second map, drum roll please.
A little bit different, boys. It's the color of green.
Different. Cobblestone is going to be played now. There you go. Something different to talk about. Not just yet, though, because it is Inferno for the 19th time.
I just saw, like, in Inferno, I was like, if it's Inferno Mirage again, like, these teams need to start practicing other maps. It's like, because it's ridiculous.
Especially considering the Pro League is the optimum location for you to try and deepen your map pool. You're not going to be deepening your map pool when you're sitting in Katowice on a semi-final stage. You do it here. You're at home. You're likely even boot camping, and depending on the team and where they set up and play. Start messing with your veto. Have some fun with it. Try out your cobblestone again.
I would love to see this as, you know, a proving ground to if there is a map that you permanently veto to try and get in. You know, you can work on it, you can bring it out, and let's say you look hot on it, then you can use that going into other tournaments, especially if it's like a nuke. Mousesports obviously play nuke, so do Heroic, but if it's something that they normally ban and they can make it look stronger, then they can scare away other teams who maybe it's towards the end of their map pool or their vetoes.
I think even more so if you're Na'Vi and your permaban is cash.
Yeah.
It's such an easy map to pug on, right? So even like worst case scenario, you know what you're doing individually, at least to an extent as a team. even if maybe Zeus isn't sure how to call, there has to be a player who, you know, likes cash on that team and has an idea of how you can play it. So, yeah, I agree 100%. You know, maybe not if you know, nuke, that's something that is a very specific map, and if it's your permaban, it's not something that you're probably willing to try at any point if you don't swap it for something, another permaban. But basically all the other maps at this point, you know, okay, Mirage is the new Dust 2, but then maybe Cobblestone is the new Mirage, if you know where I'm going with this, right? So the players are just more accustomed to these maps. They, by default, know more grenades, they know more angles, they know more about timings, what you can and cannot do on the map. So it really allows you to improvise more easily than you could have maybe 2 years ago.
Absolutely. And follow-up question while we're on the conversation of maps, I have to ask, Dust 2. Like,
yeah, we already had a bit of a talk about this one, didn't we?
No, but it really is. I mean, we don't have any control over it whatsoever, but I can firmly say that Dust 2 has been in the map pool now, competitive map pool for, you know, the default game, as in for the matchmaking, for forever now. It's been fixed, it's been re-released, it's been played. We know it's already very much viable for a competitive map. What's the holdup?
If I had to theory craft what's going on right now with Volvo, they're probably working on the next operation. It's been a while since we've had an operation, right?
It's been a while since we had anything.
Exactly. So what's probably going to happen within the next, I would say, month would probably be the longest I would give them. A big update will drop, probably with an operation and then changes to the map pool. That should still give enough lead-in time to the next major, because after the player break, we're talking September. We're only in March now. It should be long enough period of time. The issue is it drops in the middle of leagues like this, or the middle of qualifiers, or the middle of tournaments that are going on like that, and then teams have to quickly, you know, it's Dust 2, we all know how to play Dust 2, but they have to adjust their map pools from there. And you bang on, where is it? Why hasn't it been reintroduced? It's a map that plays fantastically. It's one that's missed in the map pool.
I really miss it.
You think about it, if we get Mirage, Inferno, and Dust 2, that's the classic three. You know, those are three maps that we'll probably be seeing, and we'll get bored of Dust 2 as well, just like we are everything else. But it'll probably mean that there'll be a bit more diversity. It won't just be these two hard hitters we're seeing time and time again. And it gives the teams a chance to shake up their map pool too. That's why I think it's important that this happens soon.
And there weren't many teams that would like insta-ban Dust 2. I can only think of VP who had like a disaster.
Yeah, very few teams didn't play Dust 2.
And SK, like in the start of their lineup, because the first game they played with Taco and FNX, they lost 16-0 to Fnatic at DreamHack Winter 2015. So yeah, not that many teams. Again, such an open map, such a simple map in its nature. Puggy, yes. So even if you're not great on the map, it's very difficult to be terrible on the map, you know, if you have good players. So, yeah, I think potentially Valve doesn't know which map to remove from the pool.
If you were sitting at Valve HQ right now, you with the new Dust 2 sitting in front of you, and you were asked which one is it replacing, what would you say?
I think a lot of people don't like Cobble.
No, I'm asking you. You have the call.
Oh, if I had to choose which one, I would probably get rid of Nuke, because it's not really played at all.
That's fair.
So if you get rid of Nuke, then you have 7 maps which teams might actually look at being viable. Right now, Nuke is a permaban, I would say, for maybe 70% of teams, right? It's very few teams that actually play Nuke.
Yeah.
So if you get rid of Nuke, then you add Dust 2 in, teams are going to play Dust 2, and then we might find ourselves looking at teams with 6 map pools at least. I don't think anyone's ever going to have a strong 7. We thought it was going to be FaZe to have at least a strong 6, and now they've dropped off the face of the earth when it comes to that. They have some lackluster maps in their pool as well. So, yeah, I get rid of Nuke.
Yeah, what about you, Yanko?
Cobblestone?
Cobble.
Yeah, I think the map is flawed in its structure at the moment. There's not enough room for city-sided aggression. You know, the T's basically spawn with map control, and sure, there are a few gimmicks that the cities can go for, but that's very early on. If that doesn't work, then you've used your utility and you're in a bad spot yet again. And you have to take risks like play 3A, which is not something you want to do. 2 players cannot hold B, but you know, you're trying to make a read. If they come A, that's like a good chance for you to defend the site. I don't mind Nuke. I think teams are just a bit lazy in picking up the map. Obviously, it's the easiest and the most obvious map to use as your permaban, because to play the T side, it's very difficult.
Especially in best of ones.
You need to put a lot of work in. We were talking about, you know, Dust 2, Cache, Puggy maps. Well, Nuke is the opposite of that. Very little room to find any just straight up aim duels, right? On ramp, the city player will just fall back down. You know, on yard also, it's mostly oppers and so forth. So I think for teams, it's just like the easy way out. Yeah, it's just like, why bother with Nuke? Let's focus on some of these other maps. But, you know, as with everything else, you're trying to find an edge over your opponents. And I think, you know, picking up Nuke, we heard rumors of SK, maybe starting that and switching up a map with Nuke, so we'll see.
Yeah, time will tell.
In a fairy tale world, we could have a 9-map pool that rotates every 6 months.
We can't.
We can't have that conversation
in a fairy tale world.
In your fairy tale, though, I can understand where you're going with that. Constant changes,
It'll be a
constant
nightmare
innovation.
world
It would
for
be
me.
a nightmare for you because you have to be able to know 9 maps each team.
No, I mean, like in terms of for teams, it's impossible to be good on that. Even if you switch them around every 6 months, I think it's just too big of a strain on teams, and we would see even more.
No, what I'm saying is we have a pool of 9 maps, but we still only have a 7-map pool.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
2 maps change every 6
no,
months.
we're on board.
Yeah.
We're on board.
Oh, you get me?
I'm still saying the same.
Still, his point still stands, and we'll be having this conversation as the night does progress. For now, though, we are nearly there. We're going to be getting into Inferno, and this is where I start to poke and probe for a reason why Mousesports aren't going to 2-0 this. What have Heroic possibly got that could mess this up? Yeah, that silence says it all.
No, I think it's, you know, we saw it in the game versus North, right? They had very good mid-round aggression, what we were talking about previously in the before the G2 NIP game. Heroic did a really good job of that towards mid, inside of Boiler, that little boost, even towards Banana mid-round, pop flashing and all of that stuff. So that's something not many teams do, and could be a good way to fight Mousesports, who's a very regimented team, go for that default and, you know, maybe pick them apart a little bit while they're trying to set up.
Yeah, and we did get to see Heroic play Inferno. It was a game versus North where we got that kind of rather convincing victory. And that was, of course, versus a team that many would have expected to be taking down Heroic. Obviously, the North is not in a fantastic spot right now. But regardless, that is still, it's a little feather to their cap. And on the other side of things, we did witness, I think it was a game versus FaZe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was away from the Pro League, but they played versus FaZe, and we got to see a 16-10 loss.
Yeah, not really good enough, is it? But I think if Heroic want any chance in this one, Snappy needs to be on point. He's been taking up a lot of Yugi's roles, being very decisive in what he's been doing, and big decisions on the CT sides with gambles and aggression and all that kind of fun stuff. So for me, he needs to be on point, and everyone else just needs to be doing their job, because this team... Another caveat, another team with an asterisk next to their name. There is the stand-in situation going on. And I'm getting real boring saying this, but that's just the fact of the matter.
Yeah, so we had North versus Astralis, where our asterisk was time, but not really. We had G2 NIP, where our asterisk was G2's roster's changed and we haven't got it yet. And we had an asterisk now versus Heroic, where we haven't got their star Rauper. So when it comes to analysis, it's always going to have 6 caveats and an if and a but that is where we find ourselves. Now, the last thing we do before we introduce your casters, they're waiting in the wings. We've chopped and changed once again. I do just want a player to watch. You mentioned Snappy. I'm going to go ahead and just assume
that can be the player to watch,
where you're taking it. And Yanko, if there's anyone in particular from Mousesports roster that you think, I mean, another Sunny 45 bomb would help, I guess.
Yeah, let's see Sunny and if he can repeat the performance from yesterday on Inferno.
Yeah, indeed. Well, apparently it's always sunny on Inferno, and we'll be finding out if that's the case with the gang. Indeed, the gang expands. We have Henry Greer and we have Lauren. Look at this. This is like the cool shirt gang. You guys have come together.
I think Henry's leading the fray.
Walked down Camden Market, grabbed some for £7, grabbed yourself a mocha choca frappuccino.
Yeah, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
A bit of soy milk in there as well.
Yes, of
soy
course.
boys.
Yeah.
Of course, the soy boys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Mad estrogen up in this. All right.
I'm glad you noticed that.
I know what you're doing. I'm going to cough.
Should we take it away?
Yeah, take it away. That's Lauren and Henry, you casted.
Right there.
Christ, that voice went from smooth jazz to something vile there.
Yeah, quite horrible.
How you doing, Hank?
I'm okay. It's ready. I'm ready for some more Counter-Strike here. I'm not too enthused about the prospect of Heroic, though. I feel like Mousesports are going to batter them here. But hopefully it's a decent game. Inferno does lend itself to all the strength of Mousesports, I think, especially the likes of Robson, Oscar. They should be having an absolute barn burner. Sunny, though, yeah, he dropped 45 frags in the first map, but then the second he went 0 and 14, you know? So, like, hopefully he shows us the former instead of the latter. The first one's a lot more fun to watch.
Absolutely. So that is the prospect, of course, in mind. Yeah, this should be, I think, and as we keep saying, should, because it's very hard to tell at the moment. Yeah, online CS does have all these kind of markers beside it of, oh, well, this team's doing this is this, but...
We're in that weird period still, like after the major, everyone's kind of still recalibrating, contracts are all up in the air. There's about 5 or 6 different teams that are affected by all this nonsense right now, so it's a bit strange, but hopefully it kind of plateaus now and we might be able to see light on the other side. But for now, it's going to be Heroic versus Mousesports with the caveat, like the guy said, S-Tag playing instead of Yugi. Bit of a problem on Inferno, but not the biggest deal, I guess. You can run 5 rifles quite comfortably as they go towards the B-bomb side. Very quick here. Smoke's already down towards CT spawn. It's up to Chris J and Sunny to lock them down. Sunny's an absolute beast in the B side, but he gets 1. Chris J's going to struggle as well. Rubino gets 2.
Yeah, this is good so far from the T side. They do have decent amounts of control. Sticko gets forced back as well and buys time for that plant to come through. And now they just feed Oscar. Why not feed the machine? Just here comes the beast. Run away. Hide your wives. And Snappy, good luck. Yeah, no, not going to happen.
And husbands, no prejudice there.
Hell, why not? Yeah,
okay.
Hide everything.
Hide everyone.
Hide it all. Just take them all away. It's yeah, bit of a rough one to start with. It looked pretty promising. It looked like, okay, bomb plant, decent amount of players alive. No, Oscar's here.
It absolutely is. It was looking quite good for Heroic, absolutely. But the double P2000 kill towards the Ruins really was a difference maker there. Oscar, certainly in incredible form right now as we get to round number 2. He'll survive with his armor and get the M4 out. And round number 2 here, there will be, interesting. Heroic are going all in after planting the bomb. I'd assume they'd get AKs in the 3rd, but they're going to try and battle right here, right now. It's unorthodox, but sometimes that surprise element can be absolutely everything. The Molotov will give it away that they have purchased at least. No one's going to buy a Molotov on a full eco. Chris J, this is his very standard play towards the B side. He's always hunting at the bottom there by the smoke with the MP7.
And we've seen that SMG beside him pretty consistently and been very diligent at it as well. Curious if it's going to play any sort of factor in this one. It looks like that's probably not the case as the A-hit is building up for now. A bit of a read, of course, for Mousesports. They're well aware this is very much a high chance to begin, but I'm wondering if those CZs find any position to work. They are so deadly, and Rop's probably on the first line of response here. Oscar going to get a bit of the attention, but when the hit comes through and the plant goes in, it's going to be Rops who has to deal with it. Burns alive a little, but the CZs are there. This is a little worrying now. There's a lot going right for the T side, who went on that very hefty investment that's a little unorthodox, but seemingly Chris J wants to do things his own way. Sticko's there as well to catch Nico as he tries to play out from Pit, and the follow-up to come to S-Tag. Good luck. Have fun. People still, oh my word, that shot against Sticko was excellent, but Sunny does control the situation, but for a moment there, that was touch and go.
It was looking quite promising there, absolutely. 3 versus 1, right down to just Sunny there, but he comes out on top, and that's the headline, because no bomb going down means Heroic can't really justify forcing to round number 3 here, so quite a nice attempt, but ultimately ending in a full eco here. Around $2,000 per player. It will be S-Tag. He spent a bit more than his teammates with that extra $600 he farmed in that previous round. He brings out a CZ. And this is Mousesports now in full control of the map. Chris J wants to get things done with the MP7 again, that same smoke. They have no armor, no nades on the T side here. Round 3, and Heroic not really too much available to them. Just hoping a mistake is made. Oscar does take a bit of damage at the very start. Robs towards the apartments, and he'll get the first kill. Looking for a second now, but he's going to struggle. He only gives up the MP9s, and a massive deal there, really. Oscar will pick up the pieces, takes 1 bullet, but still 48 HP.
Okay, Molly, Nico, Rubino, all looking for a chance. Shows a little leg there, not going to work out.
You like to see that. And
you like to see a little leg, do you?
Yeah, maybe a bit of ankle first, just to kind of like get you kind of warmed up, you know. Round 4, and it will be just AKs, no AWP available, but they don't really have their AWP right now, so I guess it's fine, really. On T7 Inferno, it's debatable whether you even purchased the AWP. So, like, at least for this half, they're okay. They can just concentrate on 5 rifles and hope that Nico, their star player, can step up here. Molly's pretty handy as well. S-Tag was a former member, but was benched. Seems to be the new buzzword of CSGO.
Yeah, it is being banded around. Mousesports did well at the start, but that's a brilliant turn from S-Tag. Does find 2, but Sunny is there just to seemingly save the day for now. It's quelled the threat, already slowed the hit, enough to allow a rotation to come in from Oscar, and he's your man to always be terrified of, always be wondering where he is. The flash comes in. Oh my word, this guy's just going straight for this. He gets the shot, but the bomb comes through either way. Modi now in the 1v1 against Rops, and surely they know where he is. Flash underhand, Modi fully white. Rops still sitting pretty.
Oh, he snuck by him. This is Modi winning this round all day long. And he'll come through the smoke now. The fact he's taken so long is really questionable at this point. Now he gets in towards the well. Yeah, Modi's in a perfect position, and he'll get the kill. Absolutely will. Sneaks by in the smoke. Picks up the first round for Heroic, recovers the AWP. Do they even want that? It looks like they do. Snappy, I think, is the main AWP while Yugi is out of action. Here's Estag getting it done with the AK, up close and personal. Everyone's blind. Mo's 2 of them down. Couldn't get the third, but his teammate traded out the kill. All powered again for Oscar this time. First round posted for Heroic. They're going to have 3 Galils there, Lauren. So it suggests they're still not really sitting too pretty. They lose this round. I think whoever loses this round will be on an eco. Maybe even a double. As we will see Snappy now looking towards the T-step. Sunny, they're just bullying this area. Every single round they're down there.
Yeah, very tentative round for both teams, but you can see the aggression from Mousesports does not relent, and Estag already taken down very low, limited on HP.
Yeah, they threw him right at the T-steps through the smoke, and he had to just accept both of them. Now fall back to CTs at least and just leave one player there. That's Chris J. Remember, he's got the M4 this time, not the MP7, baiting at a shot, gives up. They've got the AWP on that side of the map. And now he might need some help. I'm not sure. He still had one more smoke to buy him a bit of time here. Waiting by the sandbags, trying to jump over. Didn't spot anyone, I don't think. Maybe he did. He wants him to run around with that smoke is there. Trying to bait them in.
He's bought a bit of time. 3 players. The bomb's still over by second mid, so it's not an all-in piece just yet. But Heroic have a lot of room to work in now. Taking over the top of Banana. Forcing Mousesports to not have the full information and the full picture. You can see that Oscar in response has come over. He might have a little look down, try and free up Chris J. But I mean, by this point, you can already see that T side getting over towards A, getting a great deal of control. Still have that utility, but still working with Galil, so it's certainly not the prettiest of pictures. It's not all working out. Look around the back. Here comes Oscar right behind them. This is a problem. Plenty of targets, and he does not need any assistance in this matter. 2 big kills already. Expects a third, but he doesn't quite hit it. Estag just flees the scene, tries to get a better gun to fight with, but I don't think I'd like to be in his shoes right now.
10 seconds remaining. Oscar's done enough to win the round. Not even a chance to plan now. Estag will have to just fall back and hold on to the AWP. He's got 25 points of health. Nico just as the Galil. Their money is going to be absolutely wrecked here. As it will be Mousesports to pick it up. Sticko, the only player to go down on the Mousesports side, and you can see Money is just in a horrible situation. They do have the AWP and the Galil. They are going to force buy around that and see what's available to them, but Mousesports sitting quite pretty now. Modi will also get the upgraded pistol. 1 AK into the mix. So it's not the worst buy available. It's okay.
These days, those CZs are so good. I mean,
yeah,
it kind of works. Oscar having a look down middle. Snappy on the other side of things. Snappy didn't really have much time for a rebuttal to Oscar's statement before. That was very much quick and all she wrote. Oscar, though, going to smoke out top, middle, back away, kind of go through the motions. And Heroic, limited on the options they can really take and create for themselves. 2 smokes and a flash is all they... Excuse me, 3 smokes and a flash is all they have left.
3 smokes, sometimes that's enough. You don't need 2 really for Banana. Let's go for some wallbang damage here at the very start of the round. That's going to be Nico with the Galil. Would prefer an AK in that particular scenario, but I'll try and deal with what he's got. They're going to head back towards B. Like I said, those 2 smokes, pretty much their only option. Not really enough utility to do much else. Oscar this time patrols the mid area, funneling them towards B. He might even read that right now and start a rotation. He's spotted towards second, and indeed the top of middle. He's not convinced, though, it's going to be a B-side attack just yet. It's up to Sunny and Chris J to defend this. Like we said, the 2 smokes going in, they'll go towards the coffin. CT spawn, they'll throw 1 flash over, and... really just hope for the best here. It's not going to be ideal, but if the AWP can find the first shot, you never know. Sunny waits on the other side of the smoke, and what's the play here?
He's going to run the hell away, and I don't blame him. Decent counter flashes coming in, though, slowing down the T side, not allowing this full hit to come through just yet, but now it's in. Good work from Snappy to find Chris J. Sunny outnumbered, outgunned, gets taken down. 5 alive for the T side against a mere 3. But with Oscar standing, there's always potential, but he doesn't have much play in just yet. No opportunities being presented until he gets himself around that corner and maybe has a little bit of a look towards that side. But again, this is good positioning from Heroic. It shouldn't really happen. They already have men on the way around the back. Snappy wants to take all these guns away.
Yeah, everyone's going to be saving on the Mousesports side from what I can see. Snappy, though, trying to lock them in, and he'll do just that. Takes drops down with him. Hopefully they can keep the Oscar AWP, but good attempt there from Heroic. The fact they're actually getting towards the B side that cleanly is perfect, and it's Snappy, the replacement AWPer at this point, who finds one on entry, falls all the way back towards middle, and catches the retreating players as well. They know they have to take down significant numbers here to avoid another full purchase from Mouse. What's he trying to pick up there? That's Sticko, and claiming a kit, I think, and Nemon's not in a great spot. Oscar can drop an M4, Sticker could drop a UMP, but we'll see what they finish up with here. Of course, they've still got enough to buy, so they're okay. Oscar will have the AWP still. So not an amazing buy in terms of the utility and the diffuse kits, but they still have 4 rifles and the AWP, so that's absolutely great. We'll get into round number 7 here. Heroic starting to turn up. Nades towards the window. Oscar seeing if he can get that first pick towards the bridge. No one there for now, though.
He's hearing steps from second mid, or doesn't need to, apparently. So quick, this guy. I mean, I always feel like I underrate him, and then I watch him like, how do I not always instantly just think of him as one of those tier 1 AWPers?
Yeah.
This time does have a... He's outplaying so many people. He's so good, Henry.
He's like, it's like when you're playing chess, right? Like the thing people always say is if you're good at chess, you need to be like 3 moves ahead, right? He seems to just know what people are going to do. Every position, you can kind of see his thought process, and he works it out as to what would I be doing here? What picks would I be going for in reaction to what I just did? And you can see he's just ready and waiting for it every single time. As he gets the first 2 picks here,
he's already over
carrying this, but he misses a shot. A rare miss, but it doesn't matter. He'll make up for it. He takes down Rubino, looking to close things out, and it's all Oscar that round. He could have got 4 out of that. Pretty much should have got 4, but 3, and they'll give 1 frag away. That's about it. Looks like there's another buy for Heroic, but still, Oscar dictating the pace of the game with 12 frags and 2 deaths.
And the thing is, he is flashy. But he's also got such a great mentality to it. He's a smart AWPer too. It's a really weird balance.
It's very calculated, I would say, in terms of the risks he takes. It's not like when JW was at his absolute prime and he was just doing the most craziest bonker play, but because he was so good he could pull it off. It's not like that. It is flashy. The shots are very impressive. But you can see everything's thought about, and there's a method behind it instead of it just being completely nuts, running around the map and hoping you just surprise people.
Well, the information's been seen this round. I'm pretty sure it was Sticko who ran through apartment, so he's seen them second mid. They're aware of the possibility to a degree. I don't know how much they saw, but this is going to just... Rops, that recovery was perfect.
That's
I didn't think he had time on that.
Yeah, I didn't think he did either. I thought, well, he'll probably get a bit of damage, but he won't get more than 1 kill, maybe. He gets both of them there. That's insane. Actually, the smoke he threw is perfect, because then he locks Nico out of even getting a refrag. So there you go. Nico now fully grey screen. We'll have to fall back. He's got the bomb. Another 5-on-3 in favour of Mouse.
And look at what Heroic have left. No map control. You've already got, I think it's Chris J on Banana having a look down. No slouch on the AWP himself, but Oscar reading this very nicely. But for now has to back away, has to bow out of that one.
No one needs to challenge mid now in terms of CTs. They've got a huge advantage. Let them have middle. Time's running out, and you've bled them dry. You can see the terrorists have no grenades to speak of. So they can go back towards B all they like, but it's a double AWP setup now for Mouse. So the fact that Chris J is here, ready and waiting, spots 1. He knows that's their final commitment towards B. He'll fall back to a defensive position, takes some bullets here, trying to get towards new boxes desperately. He'll make it there in time, but will he be able to find a kill? Of course he will. It's Chris J. He'll get 1. Sunny to back him up, and then maybe another kill for Nico here, but Chris is trying to buy as much time as he possibly can, and that's enough. Sticko rotates in. It's just absolutely perfect, and Mouse looking in a very good spot. That was the force buy technically from Heroic. They had 5 guns short, but almost no grenades, as you saw towards the end of that round, and they'll have to take an eco here, and they're looking down the barrel of 7-2. They're on the T side. If you can get 5 rounds, that's okay, but need to be doing a lot more than this.
And I'm curious, right, as we are on the Glock sort of eco round coming out from Heroic. Let things go wrong. I wonder how much time we put on the other teams, right? Because it's nice watching Mousesports because they play like an actual... Sticko.
What's going on here?
Why are you doing this? But they play like a real collective, right? It's nice to see some more telegraphed Counter-Strike.
Uh-oh. Oof, he blew himself up there.
That could have been a bit of a blunder, but...
Yeah.
I'm wondering how long we're going to give some of these teams to get themselves into shape, because it does feel like there's always that excuse, right? You look at like every game that we've cast today, there's always that caveat to what's going wrong, and I do wonder how long we give that.
It's CSGO is getting in a bit of a weird spot generally, isn't it? Like there always seems to be an overarching storyline of almost every single team right now as to why they're not performing at their very best. I'd love to know what SK's is, considering what's just happened at WSG. Like the fact they've lost to Team Russia, a mixed team, and Big, someone I don't even rate in the top 15 anymore.
Yeah, they just slid down.
And it's mad how they've lost to those 2 teams. So what's their story? They haven't really come out and said, was it just a bad day? What was going on there?
What's happening, yeah.
Like they haven't really come out and said. So, Either way, yeah, CSGO in a very strange spot. You've also got FaZe, who can't seem to close out grand finals anymore.
Yep.
Like, sure, still an amazing team, but they're not going to be happy with that, like losing the final every single time. So that's another storyline altogether. And I'm trying to think. Mousesports,
Fnatic as well, being one of the teams, possibly changing IGL here. The rumors are flying.
Well, yeah, that was posted on HLTV. That's not even a rumor. That's pretty...
Is it actually confirmed
Well,
now?
it's not confirmed, but the fact that HLTV have run an article on it,
it's kind of like
it's more than a rumor,
Gotcha.
right? I don't think HLTV would run a post like that without having some pretty solid information that it could be happening. So I think Mousesports, in terms of top-level CS right now, are... In terms of like the context of the players they've got and what they've achieved, they're the most impressive team altogether as a collective. I feel like FaZe maybe underachieving slightly because of what you expect from them, all the big names and the prestige that team has. Mousesports not in like the most world-renowned org. These teams aren't considered superstars up until recently, right? And it's quite cool to see them all come together and looking really convincing as an overall unit. So I think for me, they're one of my favorite teams right now, just for that. That's kind of like the hard work they put in and the results they're getting.
No, I'm completely there with you. Heroic, another team who have plenty of issues right now. They're trying to fix as best they can for this. Probably flash off the chimney and try and play off the back of it. We'll see if they actually go for it once that smoke dissipates. Popping one out for themselves. And it seems pretty, not basic, but I mean, you can see the other smokes complementing this hit. Molly's going to have to just jump out, hope for the best. Makes it down towards the pit. He had a second to respond, but Rops is just that little bit quicker. But the trade is there, at least. Snappy on point, and S-Tag as well. Managed to make this crunch actually happen very diligently. This line of smokes completely smothering the site, really limiting what Mousesports can do. You're really hampering those double orbs that are in practice. I don't know if this retake's going to go any better once that bomb gets planted.
Oh, Rubino had the perfect position there, but slightly overextends. The bomb's down with Chris J. Ready and waiting. How has he done that? Through the wall. I'm not even sure he spotted him. Molotov on the side is going to be perfect as well. He's going to force Snappy out of position, and he knows it actually. I think the trajectory of it going forward, the flame spread in like a cone shape, so he should be fine at least. Flashbang to the face, maybe not. Chris J with another filthy shot. It looks like this won't be enough, and Snappy will get a couple of consolation frags perhaps before he goes down. It's rough, but they get it. Will the defuse come in? It looks like it's absolutely fine. My goodness, it was looking so good for Heroic. I feel like Rubino maybe over committed towards middle. If he's just playing inside the mid area, right, he's got the advantage there. But the fact he's kind of peeking out of that little cubby hole, Sunny actually spots him before he has even a chance to capitalize on the advantage he's given himself. And if he's just in the middle area by the bench or something, he stops the crosses. And I think that was the play.
Because Chris J used to be one of those real flare AWPers, wasn't he? Hit some crazy shots. Doesn't get the next one, but even before then, he got
the wall bang in the pit. So that's nuts.
It's a scary prospect of a team, isn't it? Like I never look at Mouse and go, "Oh, they're a contender." You know, they're a real pusher. But when it all goes right, it does look good. And Chris J already with a fantastic start. S-Tag down. T-side getting completely blended into nothing. Until then, Nico going to find the CZ kill towards Sunny at least.
They kill Chris.
This is game on. Oh, Chris J does find one, but yeah, already the cavalry's there, and the bomb wasn't actually picked up either. Yeah,
now that Molotov's down. Good attempt to get a couple of kills there, but Mousesports' money must be swelling out of control at this point, I'd imagine. Yeah, 16k almost for Oscar, 5 digits for Chris. They're absolutely fine for the rest of the half. So we'll take a pause. I assume it will be for Heroic. Not really much they can do. They had a couple of convincing rounds without force buy. They had the AWP, the Khalil, and the pistols, but now it seems like it's a very one-sided affair. That was just a CZ partial buy, I believe. So they'll have money here. It's the scoreboards or the comparison.
That's just mean, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Snappy with 5 and 10. Remember, he's not the main AWP of the squad. He's kind of filling in while Yugi is otherwise engaged. So sniper purchases 0 for Oscar. I'm sure he must have bought 1. Maybe he got dropped.
Did he get it dropped over?
I guess so. Maybe the stats
or maybe he picked it up off the floor. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't really track that myself. How many?
Henry,
buys.
your analysis, please.
Yeah, I really need to get my notebook out, kind of keep track of it all, report to the guys. But is Snappy back on the AWP, and I feel like with 5 rifles, you've got Oscar against you as well. I think maybe even taking the AWP is bad, because the fact of the matter is you're probably not going to out-duel him if you don't know the main AWPer, and you might as well go 5 rifles and concentrate on set pieces, try and take him out of the equation. But that's just me. We'll see if Snappy can step up here.
We've seen Snappy doing well. It's no discredit to him, but I mean, Oscar's a phenomenal player. It's very hard to contain him, even if you are, as you said, primary, right?
He's like top 3 in the world in terms of AWP. Like, he's actually contending for the #1 spot in terms of AWP. Like, in current form, like, Guardian's looking okay up and down, and Kenny S doesn't seem to be in the conversation right now with his team. Fallen, the form they're having as well. Simple, yeah, I guess I disregard him as an AWPer sometimes just because of like what I consider him as a player. I forget he AWPs full-time for Na'Vi. Yeah, definitely in terms of his form as well. Simple, Oscar, then probably Guardian, I would say. Like, those are the top 3 for me right now, at least.
Yeah, I think it's always hard mentally to put Fallen out of the conversation, but the team's simply not there right now. It's just not seeing enough.
Normally when his form drops off as well, the entire team seems to disappear. So it's definitely a conversation to be had. But for now, still a 5-on-5, a time running out, and Oscar just completely executes Modi there, funnels him towards B. They're like, well, look at this rotation already. Sticko and Oscar making their way towards B. They just know exactly what's going on. It's too late. The round's over. Like, there's no way Heroic can win this one. They're just going to get Molotov'd out. Throw the Molotov in now. Then you've locked them in. They can't even. They have to run through that. The nade as well. The double down. Look at the damage that's going to be done with it. They can't even get in the sight, Lauren. They can't fall back. There's no time. They're now smoked out. Sure, they get 1 kill, but there's not even a chance of playing. They've still got kills to find here. And Chris J, you better believe he'll be backed up by Oscar, looking for the quick skin to finish things off. And it's Sticko to get it. My God, they're absolutely destroying them right now.
Someone stop him, please. It's 18-2.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
You don't get to see that sort of pedigree in a player really come through. And let's remind ourselves, you know, a while ago, quite a long time ago now, Oscar was always considered like, is he actually that good? Is he worth all this trouble? I remember him dropping the ult back to Chris J before when he lost confidence. He used to be one of those players, but now, what a brilliant sort of phoenix from the ashes. This guy has become a huge impact player. One of the best there is at Sticko. They're just feeling it now. This is just painful to watch.
He gets the double. And he will go down eventually if he doesn't give up a rifle. They're going to try and nade. That nade's going to be perfect, I think. No, not quite. Modi only takes 18 damage from it. But this is getting chaotic. Now Oscar is just turning into an absolute beast right now. Finally silenced, but Sunny, a rare glimmer of failure there from him. He probably goes down here, absolutely does. But Robs is there to pick up the pieces. Snappy left in 2 versus 1. No rifle for him. He'll just edge his way out of the apartments. But Robs waiting. Okay, 6 HP. A chance. Chris J can just pull the pistol out at this point. He can see the bomb, remember. So unless Snappy completely rails him. Oh, there we go. The pistol comes out. He just has to hope this flashbang is just spot on. It almost is, but unfortunately 6 HP. The pistol pulled out, PD50 very mobile, and you'll see a lot of players do that. So even when they have AK, so no players 1 HP, pull your Glock out, you can run and gun with that and just finish off the job. But there we go. Sticko a couple of frags. Maybe not worth a highlight reel. It's quite scrappy kills, but he got them all the same.
Yeah, it does start to feel like Mousesports are just playing deathmatch here. And it's no discredit to them, they're having a great game, but you know, it feels like they're starting to take these crazy fights even further.
When you're 11-2 up there,
you kind of do.
You kind of like, well, we're in the zone right now. Yeah. They're not killing us, so why don't we just keep bullying them and making them very uncomfortable? I would be rushing on their own. I sort of just would be.
Henry, I've played games with you. You are the most reserved human in the world. You don't take risks. You know we'll throw for you. Even if we're 11-2 up, there's still a chance me and Alex are going to dribble on our keyboards.
I'm just like, please, could we just... I know we're having fun and everything, guys. I know, I'll appreciate you're enjoying yourself, but can we please not? There's no fun. Strict no fun policy. I'm on server. No, that's true, actually. Yeah, this for me is horrible. When you're getting battered this much, I'm just like, well, let's just stop the defaults. Like, let's just try and hope Oscar doesn't go to the direction we rush and see if we can trade out some frags. So go towards A now. Same flashbang being thrown by Nico. Crouch, walk forward, drop it. And then they'll just go out 1 by 1. There's Robs to defend again. Remember, he managed to get a couple of kills before. There's the reply. Finally, a trade, and this is looking good now. The advantage comes in, but can they capitalize on it? That's the question. Sticko, the last player, he is there with Oscar there, remember, and the timing is slightly off. They're going to be distracted by him. Can he get a double? Sticko can. 3 on 2, and all of a sudden it falls apart again, and it's just Snappy now desperately clutching his straws in the pit, and it is 12-2.
One of those games, isn't it? And honestly, that hit last time we saw it from Heroic got pretty close. That was that crazy retake coming out from Chris J when he got the wall bang and then the very close shot coming out towards the site. But again, it's not a bad hit. You can see the theory behind it. Heroic have been kind of known for those kind of very scripted pieces, but when you're playing with a stand-in, it's very hard to kind of go back to that. But again, you're not going to get past these boys. Mousesports are on fire right now, and Oscar wants to set it all ablaze again. Right down mid we go, having a little look here. Sticko, third time maybe doing this.
He's dead now. That definitely was not required. And I appreciate you having fun. That's the time I'd be like, right.
This is the Henry G conversation.
Right, you've had your fun.
Oh, we've had the stern voice come out. Yeah. We're in trouble. And we all feel bad.
Yeah, well, he didn't need to do that, did he? Like, he probably thought they were on CZs, I guess, but he didn't really track the money efficiently. But someone who is Oscar, and he'll be getting that headshot and making Nico look a little bit average there. Like, the fact, he's like, well, there's Oscar, I'm definitely dead now.
Why can't Alex AWP like this? It makes such a big
difference. You know what? Alex can't hear this, but I hate it when he picks up the AWP.
What? This is big news, Henry. You kidding
Yeah,
me?
I just want to put that out there. I hate it because he thinks he's good at it, but he's really not. And it kind
He's
of,
no Oscar.
He's, well, let's say at this point, like,
Henry, I can't believe what I'm hearing. This
it's just
would
like he
ruin
picks it up.
friendship.
He knows I don't like it as well because he just said it quietly. Like he goes like, "If anyone wants it open, like he'll just won't say anything, he'll pick it up, and like he'll hope I haven't noticed, but I always do, and I just kind of don't want the argument, so I don't say anything.
Oh no,
there it
this
is.
is.
I put it out there
Oh.
now. It's been on my chest for a while. It's good to get out in the open.
I can't believe I'm hearing these words, but I don't know, you cheer this game, you probably would believe the scoreline. It's not too much of a stretch. Mousesports is certainly looking on the up as of late, being more and more consistent, having more and more moments from the big man Oscar. However, on the other side, it's kind of as expected. Heroic just not having the best of times here. They are playing with a stand-in. You're not expecting
play.
everything to work out, and the timing on it was... Ugh.
How has he done that? That's insane.
Has he done that?
Like, the fact it didn't even look like there was time to reset the M4. It looked
No.
like the game glitched out.
Yep.
22 kills and 4 deaths from Oscar, 125 ADR, almost 126, there's 0.1 off that. But here we go, a must-win pistol for Heroic. I'm sure even new fans of Counter-Strike will be aware they can't lose this pistol. They could have one defuse kit, a couple of flashbangs, and Mousesports can even afford to lose this and have some fun with this half. We'll see what they decide to do. Oscar's just going to rush B by the looks of things, and the P250 probably going to go down here. Rops is done for. This is what always happens. You always get these 13-2 halves, but no one's ever converted a pistol after getting a 13-2. Maybe Sunny can.
Mousesports have your back, Henry. Mousesports will have you, or at least Sunny does, for now.
Oof,
Dink as well
Nico.
towards Nico. Don't you worry.
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't like people have a bit too much fun at this point. It's like, well, let's just run around.
No fun, police is
Yeah,
back.
they are.
Oh, Rubino, this could be really nice. I don't know if they're aware. How is Sticker aware of this? I didn't see it from his perspective, so he's clearly got a theory as to this could be the case. Christian will be the one to try and handle it. Maybe not
Oh,
communicated well
Rubino.
enough, but why
Ooh,
not?
That's ugly. That's not pretty, is it?
No.
Well, that could be the round just there, because Nico's got 1 HP pretty much, and Robs is watching for the player walking across, just puts him to bed, tucks him in, kisses him goodnight, and that's the end of S-Tag.
The story of it.
Is that a bit too much?
It was very romantic. It was very
Okay.
romanticized. I
Oh, it was
was
supposed to be platonic, not romantic.
oh,
It was like, it was doing him a favour. Like, he was a bit upset, put him to bed.
so he wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Ah,
I think he wants to
got
end
you.
this misery of Inferno.
It's a very deep storyline, Henry. I'm, not very intelligent. Hard for me to keep up.
I'll explain it after this
Oh,
match.
you give me like a layman's breakdown.
yeah, exactly.
That'd be very, very sweet of you.
I'll mansplain it to you.
It's what I need, honestly. Brain's not what it used to be or ever was. CZs and Deagles with a bit of armor, and say a bit, it's actually a fair amount. Heroic have gone with whatever they can. It's time to try and put up the fight, put up the wall. As Mousesports actually might convert that scoreline. As you said, it's a bit of a one that never seems to happen.
Yeah.
It's always just falls apart a little. But Rubino, the only man on A, has been brave enough, tall enough to scare off the entirety of Mousesports.
He has. That's worked out. They might have a stack on this side of the map, but they still have to kill Mousesports here. The bomber's going to be in, and they'll probably commit with this. We'll see if it works out for them. Bomb will be exchanged. Back towards Sunny. Christian with the MP7 trying to work out what's here. Is there a stack? This is quite cool. I haven't seen this before. That's a little bit nifty, isn't it?
It's a spicy meatball. It's not going to work. Somehow Oscar's going to know. He's already watched
No, I like
all of
this.
this.
This is guaranteed.
You
to kill.
reckon it's going to happen?
Yeah. Sunny's going to go, well, I'll just check towards the back right, guys. Hold on.
Because it's that safe corner almost, isn't it? That's the...
Well, that's a good try.
We had high hopes. But there is still a stack here, so there is still potential. Snappy's living up to it. S-Tag joins in, finds 2.
There's that CZ.
With the CZ, you love to see it. Oscar
That's
and
actually
Rops.
looked like you could have just changed the graphics there and put an M4 in his hand. You wouldn't know the difference. You'd just like, oh, it's a rifle. Like, if you just took away the gun, you'd assume it was a rifle there. It's kind of nuts. And it will be working out for them, of course, as they manage to get the double spray down from CT Spawn, the CZ, the fully automatic pistol. Nico just some 4 kills, 15 deaths just tonight. That's not ideal. Will he be force buying here, though, Mousesports, after giving up that round? They won the pistol, but couldn't convert the second, walking to the full stack. Usually you want to be exploring options towards middle and kind of gauging where the map is right now instead of just walking towards B blindly. Maybe even send Chris in with the MP7 first just to get numbers. But they went in 1 by 1 and got punished for it through the smoke. S-Tag found 2. They'll have rifles now as Mousesports will force buy.
We've seen CZs being great. What about Deagles? There's a CZ with Robs, but Oscar to find Moddy. Bomb still by Spawn. That does put Christian in a predicament down the line. But for now, we can get back to what we're seeing, which is the play through CT Arch, which Snappy is having absolutely none of. He's sick and tired of this. He's had enough, like Henry, and he's just doing everything he can.
Good work. Nice control of the AK. 4 versus 2 should be their round at this point. I'd say should have bated breath. There's only Snappy here right now. He's got to play in the pit. We'll see if... Oh, goodness gracious, this could be it. Oh, no, it's falling apart. Bomb will be planted. And up to Nika now. He's having an absolute stinker of a game to try and recover it. He will have S-Tag with the UMP with him. And can they do this? I'm not sure. 94 HP for Nika after taking a bit of damage there from the MP9. He'll get on the site, and surely that's it now. Rops, CZ, trying to do whatever he can. The defuse is not on just yet, but now maybe it is. Just touching the bomb, and Nico panicking slightly here. CTs will do everything they can, and it works out. 2 players will survive, but the bomb will be defused quite comfortably, and we get into round number 4. Wasn't the cleanest of rounds there from Heroic. Definitely uncomfortable, even with the 3K from Snappy. Could have gone either way, and they will recover. Bomb defused. There we go. Money for Mousesports. Probably might take an ego. Have a look. This was quite good.
Ooh.
Third shot especially.
That replay noise was pleasant. Okay. Mouse back in again.
They're going. Oh, they're doing the partial buy. So just armors, deagles, and just try and limit the CTs as much as they can. But Heroic certainly back in the game, sort of. Like they've got a few rounds put together now. They're up against Pistols again. They should be looking for 5 here. Quite comfortably, at least. Want to make sure they keep at least 3-4 players alive.
Okay, Christian going to high flash his teammates towards top of Banana. There it goes, and it works. Very nicely done. S-Tag now going to have to be put...
Oh, God.
My... What are these CZs,
There
Henry?
it is.
There it is.
It works while jumping as well. Fully accurate. And Snappy has depleted all of his ammunition. The boost could be taken down. Okay, I thought that was going to be a great boost, but didn't work out. This partial buy is looking very good. That's a nice position to get in towards, especially when they smoke down a CT spawn. Does a bit of damage, decides to fall back. Snappy now with the Galil needs to try and see what's possible. And will they just save? I'm not sure. They have got kits, but Rubino's so far away, he's already opted out. And,
he's off.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm just going to hang you out to dry, Snappy.
Yeah, this one's... It's not been the spiciest of games, if you're a Heroic fan.
Oscar, 25 kills. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's the 6 deaths as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's not even been pushed that hard.
No, it's kind of bizarre. Nico, Rubino, Modi all have less kills than him. It's quite grim right now.
Okay, 15-4. This might be a mercy killing at this point. Let's look at the purchase that maybe Hero can pull together. They're what, a couple of below 2K, so... But they're CZs, Henry, and they can jump, they can shoot, they can...
There's only one, though. That's the problem.
That's actually probably...
That is problematic. So we'll see. Match point. At this point, if you're Heroic, you're just thinking about the next map. I hate to be the pessimist. But
Snappy disagrees.
Yeah, he wants
OT.
He's focusing on this one. Yeah, he does. He's looking for 11 rounds in a row, which is going to be a tall order. And still, even with this opening pick. Good shot, but Rops is coming. As they move their weaponry around, S-Tag's given the UMP, Nico just on the Deagle, but that's where he does some of his best work historically.
I wonder what Mouse are up to, though. They're super cautious. Most of them down the bottom mid still. Maybe worried about where the hell these players have been and gone and where they're going to, but it does look like they're going to head towards B. Up Banana we go. S-Tag could be flashed in by Nico as soon as they hear something or get a feel, or maybe just, you know, whatever happens. As soon as they maybe see this smoke, it might be a call for the flash in a couple of seconds. We'll wait on what they do for this. In the meantime, no one's really moving anywhere. Flash comes out. S-Tag goes in. It's a good one as well. Like, last time it worked perfectly for him. This time, Christy still bests him.
Didn't look like he would. S-Tag, remember, only the UMP, tried to make something happen. Got a dink off, but that's about it. They'll have to rotate in, and it's Snappy with the scout, and that leaves just Nico over Deagle here. This isn't looking too promising. Snappy will be completely removed, and they're just going to send one player in, and he'll go down. Good shot from the Deagle. They'll go back towards the A site, and looks like we might have another round here, potentially, as Rubino will have the M4 on the pitch. Surely he gets at least one here.
You'd imagine so. Flash comes... Rops! No, it wasn't a flash that comes in. It's Rops and his Sticko. Those two succeed, but Snappy and this scout, what is he doing?
He's hitting absolutely everything.
He absolutely is. He will not miss a shot. Sticko matters. Take them into your own hands. You've got 7 seconds. They are both charging you. It's a death. There's nothing you can do about it. Snappy has got the job done. The mercy killing is off. Heroic want to feel every second of this death.
Well, they're going to need 10 rounds in a row now, so they're still in it. Snappy doing everything he can. He got 3 kills in the round before they managed to win, and now he gets 3 more with the scout. Picks up the AK, and they're still in this just about by the skin of their teeth. As we'll get into the next round, Mousesports, their money's okay. Well, actually, it's pretty strong, actually.
Yeah.
You can see like 5k on each player. It's just Sunny, he's got 3. That's what I saw first. So he'll be dropped an AK by Sticker, I'd imagine. What's he going to get? He might just go for the CZ, it seems. Okay, I thought Sticker definitely could have dropped in Galil, opted for all the grenades instead.
Yeah, it's quite fun now with the T-side CZs coming through. It used to be just a kind of CT thing. Obviously the Tech 9 was out. Oh, Oscar. He's seen enough. Molotov's not spreading. One to the right, one to the left. He's seen probably where both of these bits of utility have been played from. So smart as well, but the flash still catches him. Just enough to allow S-Tag to hold on to this round. You can see Mousesports starting to swarm. He's trying to keep control as best he can. Just about makes it away for a second. The smoke doesn't kill him. But Snappy finds Sunny.
Well, there we go. They're going to have at least a 3-on-3 to work with here. Robs will get one back. Snappy still alive. He's been the hero so far for this team. Really dropped by Modi. Takes a bit of damage from himself, and Robs will be looking to cut him off. Not going to happen though. Modi fighting still as he gets towards the side. Sticker takes care of him. They have the advantage here. S-Tag is very low indeed. He'll rotate through. Down he goes. That's actually Snappy. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. 16-5 is your scoreline as S-Tag surely can't win this one. He's got 2 players to find, a bomb to defuse, and 27 HP. It'll have to be an absolutely perfect retake here for him to even stand a chance as he comes through. With no grenades, I just don't see how he even gets them out of position. So now Sticko times this horribly. Actually, the nods, and there it is. And Heroic, as predicted, do get absolutely destroyed there on Inferno.
Yeah, this has been very much a Mousesports game from the very start. These guys have played just far superior CS. They actually turned up like a team. It's good to see really consistent top-level CS coming out during this. We've seen a lot of teams kind of here, there, and everywhere.
Well, if Oscar keeps that up, they're going to be in a lot of trouble for the next map. We'll go to the break and see what the analysts thought of this.